Hi, this is Marcy in support, and today I'm going to show you how to create an open house flyer from beginning to end. First, let's begin by collecting some information regarding the actual property that's going to be on our open house flyer. There are three images we are going to need for our open house flyer. We are going to need a picture of the home, a picture of the realtor, along with a logo for the company. I have the image of the home, and I'm going to right click and save image as, and I'm going to name it 17241 front of house. Next, I'm going to need a photo of the realtor, and I'm going to do the same thing. Right click, save image as, and Steve. And I'm also going to need an image of the logo. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on the image and save image as. Okay. Now to get started, we are actually going to go back into our Edge and click on New Partner. This is where I will go ahead and enter in the realtor's information. Steve Morton and his phone number. And for the friendly name, I'm going to give it the street address. This will help later on if you need to go back in and edit the price and make any changes to the flyer. And I'm going to save the information by clicking Next. And for the open house flyer, I will need the property address again. And it's in Irvine, California. Okay, and save. And the asking price for this property was $639,000. Notice how I'm entering in the figures without the commas, without the dollar signs. All of the information will go ahead and populate itself. You simply just have to enter in the numbers. Okay, and I actually listing on another screen, so it's going to help me go ahead and type in the information a little faster. Okay. Next, I want to add in the listing link. This will help me in case I need to verify any of the information and see if any information has changed, such as the price and so forth. Most of the time the realtors will let you know, but if they are holding a new open house, you can verify the information and prepare the open house flyers to send directly over to them. The next thing I want to do is I want to be sure and click on the More Features button. The More Features button will give me the property features that I can select to be listed on my open house flyer. For this particular home, it is a single family residence. It has a 2-car garage. And another thing I want to show you is the custom features. For any of the features that are not listed up here in the property features, you can go ahead and you have up to 4 slots to add in any custom features. This particular one has an association pool and spa. And I'm going to click OK. Now here we want to go ahead and we want to pull in the image of the home. And here it is. Click on open, and then you can tell here is my photo that we saved from the realtor's website. And we want to move forward. Now I am going to give this a straightforward FHA 30-year fixed. And I want to be sure and check the radio button that says, is this a VA FHA program? Next, we know our down payment for FHA is 3.5%. And I'm going to give it an interest rate of 4.5%. And notice how I entered in the term in the number of months rather than the year. the system does go ahead and calculate based on the number of months entered in here. And I'm going to save the information by hitting my arrow. Now for the closing cost, I'm going to go ahead and pull in a fee template, and I'm going to apply it to the loan. Now in selecting the fee template, you can see all of my costs have been populated. Next, I want to go ahead and tell the system what the upfront MIP is going to be. I want to add this upfront MI to the loan amount, and I want to make sure and give them about 15 days prepaid interest, and save the information once again. This particular home does have an HOA of $200. I'm going to enter that in here. And for hazard insurance, here in California, we enter in conservatively about 0.3%, and 1.25% is about the going rate for our property taxes here in Orange County. Next, I want to go ahead and make sure that I enter in my mortgage insurance. And today's mortgage insurance is at a 1.35%. I want to remove my MI cutoff since FHA now requires that you carry mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. But I also want to click on this box to calculate MI on a declining balance, and that's what this button does. As I mentioned before, FHA now requires that you carry mortgage insurance for the life of the loan, so I'm going to enter in 360 here. And for our hazard reserves, I'm entering in the number of months that I want the system to go ahead and calculate for the reserves for hazard insurance. I also want to collect an entire year's premium since this is a purchase, 4 months of reserves for the taxes. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add another product. And for this product, it's going to be a conventional 90% LTV. The next thing I want to do is copy the information that I just entered in for the previous product. And as you can see, it will pull in my purchase price. All of this information does need to be updated, but it's fairly simple. The next thing I want to do is make sure that I am marking the no radio button for is this a VA FHA program, as we are now creating a scenario for a conventional loan. And I want to change this to a down payment of 10%. I'm going to give it a little bit of a higher interest rate. Conventional loans right now are pricing a little bit higher. And I'm going to move forward. Notice how it removed my upfront MI, and it pulled in all of the same fees that I had in the previous scenario. And what it also did is it pulled in all of the same information that I had in the previous scenario and product. There is a different MI rate, and I believe it's close to about 7.9. Now with conventional, we do have an MI cutoff, and MI is not calculated on a declining balance. So I'm going to remove this box here, but I'm also going to now remove our MI cutoff month. And everything else looks great. I'm going to save the information by hitting next. And everything here looks great. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to be sure and enter in all of the company information for our realtor. The company name is Remax. Next, I'm going to add in the realtor's email. And his license information. And I'm going to save the information again. And this is where we are going to go ahead and upload the actual realtor's photos and his logo. And I'm going to save the information. And I am choosing to go ahead and create an open house flyer. Now I want to give it a presentation title. This is going to be listed at the top of the open house flyer. I'm going to call it Best 3-Bedroom Floor Plan. Now for the pricing label, this is going to be the actual verbiage that appears next to the listing price. I'm going to call it Priced Right At. And then in the notes section, I want to go ahead and enter in any payment notes. For my particular scenarios, I've entered in HOA, property insurance, and taxes. So I want to go ahead and indicate here that the payments do include taxes, insurance, and HOAs. And I'm going to save the information. Now this is where we want to go ahead and select the image that's going to appear on our flyer. Notice how we do not have an image even though we uploaded an image. Automatically the system defaults to none, and it's usually the second or third, depending on how many images you went ahead and you uploaded, that will appear for you to go ahead and select for your flyer. I want to also be sure and give it a quote date. And I'm going to go ahead and click on preview. This will allow me to go ahead and view the open house flyer. And I can get a greater view by clicking print here. And clicking on print, it will bring up a print preview of the flyer that you've just created. You can see our property features here, our 2 loan products that we entered in. There is a link to the open house presentation that can be viewed online, and it is given here up at the top. The open house flyer also contains all of my information as well as all of the realtor's information. Now if you wanted to go ahead and print out the flyer, you would simply just click on print here. And this is what your open house flyer will look like. Thank you for joining me in support. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@mortgagecoach.com.